Welcome to the Sunday Update. Nath Gardner with you. Australia is back to 3 time zones as daylight saving ends for another year. Those in New South Wales, Victoria, South Australia, Tasmania and the ACT enjoying an Easter Sunday sleep-in. Meanwhile, emergency services say the end of daylight saving, as they do every year, marks the time we should take the opportunity to check our smoke alarms. We're being reminded as we tuck into our Easter eggs today to keep our pets away from the chocolate. Dr. Leanne Penfold from Melbourne's Lort Smith Animal Hospital says dogs and cats need to stick to their own food.
Particularly if they accidentally get into some dark chocolate or cooking chocolate that has an even higher content of caffeine, which is one of the nasty ingredients in chocolate that food animals can't cope with.
There'll be no changes to the country's rollout of the AstraZeneca vaccine. The Therapeutic Goods Administration has examined the case of a Melbourne man who developed blood clots days after receiving the jab. Acting Chief Medical Officer Professor Michael Kidd says there's no definitive link.
We have not been advised at this time by ATAGI or the TGA to pause the rollout of the AstraZeneca vaccine in Australia. We continue to follow the medical advice of our national experts.
And the last ships stranded by the grounding of a container ship in the Suez Canal have now passed through the waterway. A total of 422 ships were backed up after the Ever Given became stuck for several days. To sport now, both Queensland teams have gone down in the NRL doubleheader at Kogarah overnight. The Sharks 38-point winners over the Cowboys 48-10 and the Raiders too good for the Gold Coast 22-4. Saturday's AFL matches dished up 3 one-sided affairs. Sydney too good for the Premiers beating Richmond by 45 points. The Bombers with its first win of the year, flogging the Saints by 75 points, and the Eagles beat the Power by 37 points at home. And Ash Barty has taken out the Miami Masters after her opponent retired. The world number 1 winning the first set and was 4 games ahead in the second when Canada's Bianca Andreescu threw in the towel due to a rolled ankle. In entertainment news now, the life of Australian fashion icon Carla Zampatti is being celebrated. The 78-year-old passed away after she was admitted to a Sydney hospital after falling and losing consciousness last week. We're getting reports Prince William will break rank with the Queen's well-established policy of not giving interviews. Apparently, he's made it clear, once he becomes king, he'll be happy to chat. That's in light of Harry and Meghan's tell-all interview with Oprah. And 50-year-old rapper DMX is reportedly in a grave condition in a New York hospital after suffering a heart attack triggered by a drug overdose. And we'll see you tomorrow morning for another episode of The Update.